The scars. I wish I do not have to use words to tell this story. If only these scars were fashioned with mouths and fitted with tongues, they'll tell it better. All the same, they still speak loudly, albeit, in hushed tones. Scars are not scared of speaking. Their boldness defies shame. They have a presence that attracts cold stares and terrifying chills, goosebumps, if you are like my friend, Anne. My name is Dinah. But I do not think my name matters anymore. It was lost on that ill-fated day when it all happened. You can call me the burnt girl. At least, that's what everyone calls me now. What's in a name, by the way? Are names not really descriptions of our persons and tags to define us? Yeah, my scars define and describe me now. In my younger years, I struggled with finding an identity for myself. I wanted to create for me a niche that I had control over and a signature that oozes with my personality. I fantasized being the center of attraction, the cynosure of every eye and the focus of every paparazzi. Dreams come true, you know. Nightmares too. And few years later, I am living in the world my phantasm created. I know you want to hear my story. I'll tell you. Friday 13th, 2005. Western superstition considers Friday the 13th an unlucky day. But I got lucky, anyways. Mama cooked beans porridge that evening. Because it is one of my favorites, especially when I can spot the fairly large chunks of dried tilapia in the steamy and spicy bowl, I ate with so much haste that it almost went the wrong way. Thanks to the cup of water that was handy, I didn't choke. As usual, we sat around the open hearth that evening after our meal, me, my brother Saku, and Mama. Papa died 2 years ago. I was only 12 and Saku was barely 11. We watched our once healthy father shrink into a bag of bones within 2 months. What started as malaria turned out to be a chronic liver disease that ultimately led to his death. Mama have had to shoulder every responsibility since then. The poor woman. So, that evening, we sat by the fire. On evenings like this, Mama would ask us to retell the details of the arithmetic and English lessons we had at school that day. Having had so little education herself, she was always proud of the decision she made to send us to school with her little earnings from the pepper market. "Have you recited your times table today?" she asked me. "Yes, Mama. I can say it by heart." "Okay. Learn it well, my son. Our teacher said I am the best." With a simper, I gladly provided the unsolicited information. Mama relished those words of affirmation that teacher Max was fond of lavishing on me. I could always see it in her eyes. And how I loved them too. It was dark already. The crickets had set up their orchestra for another memorable night of hymns and carols. The rooster was perched on one of the lower branches of the mango tree in the compound. Except for the rhythm of the singing crickets and the crackling of the naked fire, all was calm. Unlike the 3 previous nights, the cold has gone on recess. I had tied one of Mama's wrappers which I had inherited even while she was still alive. The gray piece of fading material, with a generous supply of tears, bespoke years of use and scrubbing with soda. It was in the midst of our exchanges and banters that the tip of my wrapper caught the flames of the almost dying embers. Before any eye could catch the flames, my brother, with his broad nose and extra sensitive olfactory nerves, alerted us to a new smell. It was too late when I noticed it. The cold breeze aided in fanning the flames and in no time, the initial flicker was a raging blaze. Even as I screamed and tried to untie the knot I have made with the wrapper on my neck, I could also smell my hair burn and hear my flesh sizzle. Like a log of wood, I lost composure and tripped, hands first, into the smoldering woods in the fireplace. That horrible sulphurous stench and charcoal-like smell has clung to my memory since then. Saku, with his trembling hands and feeble might, came to the rescue. But the fire has done the worst it could. I could faintly hear Mama's loud sobs and panicky calls to the neighbors. I was already drifting into unconsciousness. Reminiscing over that incident reminds me of the faithfulness of God and the gift of doctors. My life was spared by His divine hands. Survival was only a miracle. I was nursed back to health by the tireless effort of caring medical personnel. Though I was treated, the scars won't go away. They have become a part of me, a symbol of healing. I have learned to cope with my scars and the attention it attracts. I remember seeing little children run away from me. Mothers have used me to scare their rebellious children. I matched the perfect description of human eating ogres. Do not blame me for my blemishes. It has become my medal of victory with the fire. I think about Jesus and the unspoken message about his scars. Badly battered, with painful welts and deep piercings, he appeared to his disciples days after he has resurrected from the grave. Like him, I have learned to glory in my scars and not be ashamed of them. I also think about the words of Thomas, unless I see his hands and the scars left by the nails. Until I touch them, I will not believe. Jesus again appeared to Thomas just to show his scars. The testimony of the disciples could only be validated by the scars. Remember I told you I always dreamt of attracting every attention? I am living my dreams now. My scars have made me a star. I committed to sharing my story to give hope and courage to those who have been maimed, flawed, disfigured, defaced and injured. I am not sure if the students I talk to on various campuses love to see my burned face, but I am always on their faces asking them to love their scars, physical or emotional, and not be ashamed of them. My story and my scarred body are on billboards and posters and magazines today. You can call me a scarred celebrity. Like me, out of the ashes of your scars can come beautiful stories worth telling.